welcome to another edition of Wicked Awesome Gardening. I'm Danielle, coming at you from the Wicked Awesome Grow Room. Today, I'm going to be potting up some poor neglected basil. As you can see, some of the leaves in here are starting really to wither. They've just been left in this pot for far too long, so it's time to get them out of there. And while they're going to remain in the same pot, they're going to be in something much bigger. This basil actually was propagated from cuttings from a friend's plant, and it did pretty well with rooting. It took about 3 weeks for it to get a really great root system on it. What you do is you just cut the basil, trim the leaves to the top ones, put it in some water, and after about 2 to 3 weeks you should see some root growth. And so here they are. There are 5 plants in this little pot. I brought them home in this little pot, just something to get them home in, and I've really been neglecting potting them up. So let me show you how I do it. This is my makeshift potting station, just an old bench. So I am using just a basic Miracle Grow potting mix. It's not what I would prefer to use. I just haven't gotten into making my own potting mix yet. Which would be like a mixture of perlite and cocoa coir and vermiculite and some nice compost, but I'm light on compost at the moment, so this will have to do. So you see with bagged soils, you get some kind of clumps in there, and you don't want clumps, so you want to just get in there, break them up a bit. You don't want that soil to be all packed and dense. So this will give these basil roots plenty of room to stretch out. And then eventually they'll go into the herb garden. That's nice and fluffy. Let's get a bit more in there. That should do it. Try not to be messy and it just backfires on me. All right, so we want to get that all broken up. There we go. I find rubbing it between my palms like this really breaks it up pretty quickly. There we go. Nice and fluffy. All right. And it is a bit dry. I'm actually going to, since my spray bottle is nice and full, I'm going to take some of this, pour it on in. We'll give it a good squish. A little bit more. I have to say, it's really actually therapeutic getting your hands in some dirt, getting them nice and dirty. Alrighty, so before I spill that, because you guys know how I am, things will go everywhere. All right, so what we're going to do is just tip this, give it a little squeeze to help kind of release from the sides. Gentle tug. Put this in 3 pots so that it would help keep the water from draining out while it was, and the soil from coming out while it was in my car. There we go. And you can see kind of how thick these roots are starting to get all bound up. So, yeah, and that soil's just falling apart. So we're just going to gently sort of tease these apart. We don't want to break their roots. And I'm going to just pop them in there for just a minute to let them just sit where they won't be damaged. You can even see their old stem here and all the root growth that came off of it. Oh yeah, that's right. This one was actually 2 forked branches from the same one. So I'm actually going to leave that as is. And so I'm just going to dig down a bit on the side here. Pop them in. I think actually this plant is much healthier than this one. I'm just going to get rid of that and put that in some pasta or something. I'm going to take off just a couple of these damaged leaves down at the bottom. May as well pop them right into the soil and let them kind of decompose in there. There's one. Give another pull here for the next one. Dig down a bit. Just pop it right in there. And again, I'm going to pull off some of these damaged leaves so we have the nice healthy top. And here the same. I'm going to pull off the damaged leaves. This one has a bit more damage than the others. It's going to look kind of severe pulling those down, but there we go. I'm just going to push it in. And another really nice healthy plant here. Again, this one also came from 2 different, came from a forked branch. But both of these actually look pretty great. I just, I don't think I can separate that root system without causing damage to one or both. So we're going to leave it as is. Press that on down in there. I'm going to grab a little more soil. And I'm just going to kind of water these in a little. So I'm trying not to get the foliage wet. I'm just trying to water around the bottom. Give it a nice drink so they can really settle in here. And there you have it, folks. The basil's all potted up and ready to go. As you can see, they're going to have a lot more room for root growth from that little pot. And now it's 4 plants instead of 5. So they'll give them a lot of room to develop. We should see them flourish in a nice sunny window. And that's that. Oh, this smells so good. I love, 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 love the smell of basil. Thanks for coming along, guys. I'll see you next time in the Wicked Awesome Garden.